A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. Farmer, peacefully working the soil, planting your crops, while above you, deadly as a vulture, a man is descending who will carry you away to his lair, a place from which there is no escape. So listen now as Escape brings you Stacy Aumonier's exciting story, A Source of Irritation.
You know, whenever the talk turns to the last war and who won it between the correspondents of the Overseas Press Club on Fleet Street, it becomes a hot two-way fight between the Americans and the Englishmen. Myself, I'm a shy man. I keep out of it and order myself a shot of Benedictine and brandy. But privately, I have my own candidate. You can take it for what it's worth, but I'd nominate old Sam Gates. I know about Sam because I had occasion to cover the story for the Times. It was during the days of the Blitzkrieg. The Netherlands, Norway, and Belgium had already fallen before the German panzer divisions, and the British Expeditionary Force was doing its grim best to help out in France. Old Sam Gates was on Mr. Dodge's farm in Halversham, hoeing turnips and waiting for his niece Aggie, who arrived twice daily, at dawn and at tea time, with his parcel of food.
Hello, Uncle.
Yeah? Oh, hello, Aggie.
Oh, well, Uncle, is there any news?
You asked me the same question yesterday.
Did I?
Yes, and the day before that.
Well, it's another day. Any news today?
News? What do you want, girl? What news should there be?
Well, no harm asking.
You have my food?
Here you are, Uncle. We cut open a new cheese for you.
Well, I'll have a taste of it right now.
Did you hear Mrs. Coping's fowl got out last night? And Mr. Dodge wants you to kill another pig tomorrow. Oh, look. It's an aeroplane, Uncle.
I got ears. Bloody nuisances of the war, these aeroplanes. Ours and theirs.
Oh, Uncle, did you know that Mrs. Hardwick's nephew Clarence has joined up? He's flying a Spitfire.
I knew he'd never amount to much.
Well, Mrs. Hardwick says that...
Aggie, girl, the cows need milking.
All right, Uncle. You needn't get cross. I'm going.
Yeah. Bloody morning. If it ain't the girl, it's the aeroplanes.
Well, old Sam Gates went back to hoeing his turnips and muttering to himself about this fool world and its inhabitants. But it wasn't an hour later that his thoughts were interrupted by another plane overhead. He waited for it to go away, but it didn't. And what he heard made him look up, startled. A plane was coming down with a Nazi swastika clearly marked on its side, and it was coming down on his field.
Oi! Hey there! This ain't no flying field. Stop! Hey! Can't you hear me? You can't land in them turnips. I just hold them. What, You there! Oh, you picked up 25 yards of Mr. Dodge's good Swedes. And what are you going to do about it?
Well, grandfather, stand back there where you are, I shoot.
What? You've no right to come barging in here with that gun. What are you doing on English soil, anyways?
Another word and I finish you. Keep your hands in the air and walk to me. Schnell, be quick.
Now, what do you want of me?
No questions. Closer. There. Halt. No. Paul Joubert. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler, me foot. I'm not much in favor of Mr. Hitler.
Hey, what are you talking about, Herr Joubert?
I ain't no one called Herr Joe Peer, and what's more, I don't want to be.
Huh? One moment.
What do you do? What? My beard ain't for tugging. You've been and gone and lost your mind.
Quiet. You. What is your name?
Sam Gates. And who are you?
Never mind. Lie down. Keep your face in the ground.
You going to shoot me?
Englander Schweinhund. Hey, do as I say.
I suppose I'll have to.
Old Sam Gates did as he was told, and the pilot went to work on the engine of his photo reconnaissance plane. He located his trouble in a clogged fuel line and had it repaired in a few minutes. Then he looked at the old man and smiled grimly.
You, old man, get in the plane.
Well, what are you talking about? I ain't imitating fish nor birds. A man's 2 feet belong on the ground, and that's where mine are staying.
No discussion. Get in or I shoot.
What do you want me for?
Get in. You're going back with me. What is the matter, old grandfather? You're so pale.
What if I am? I ain't been in the hands of a madman before. I want to be set down this minute. I can't be flying about the country with hoeing still to do, and Mr. Dodge's turnips only half thinned.
Turnip.
Hey, what's that noise from?
You're Englishmen. They are shooting at us.
Who?
Better say your prayers, grandfather.
I've been praying, but I can't decide whether I want the Almighty to strike you down or save me.
The right wingtip shot away, the fuselage rent with holes as big as a man's fist. The Nazi reconnaissance plane, nevertheless, remained miraculously aloft. Neither Hausman, the pilot, nor old Sam Gates was hurt. Sam was being spared for other things. Within minutes, they had crossed the channel and were gliding downwards. Sam knew by the roofs of the houses, the trees and streams, that he was in a foreign country. When they landed, Sam found himself behind German lines in France. The swastikas, the sea of unfamiliar faces, shouting at each other in heathen gibberish, filled the old man with a strange dread. But he made up his mind to stick it through as he walked stiffly in front of the pilot's prodding pistol until they reached a zinc-roofed building and went in.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I'm going as fast as I can. That airplane ride shook me up a bit.
Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler. Captain Hausmann to see General von Schlegel. The general is occupied, Herr Captain. I must see him. Tomorrow morning. It is a matter of extreme urgency. Take me to him immediately. Very well, Herr Captain. Get the pipe out of your mouth. Stand at attention, Grandfather. Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler! Now, what is the meaning of this, Houseman? Who is this old farmer?
I brought him from England, Herr General.
Houseman, have you gone mad?
That he has. Mad as a March hare. Without a by your leave, he comes thundering out of the sky, kicking up 25 yards of good turnips, and snatches me from the honest toil to go flying off with him.
Quiet, you. Herr General, please look at him closely.
What do you expect me to see, Houseman?
No. Paul Joubert. I never heard of any Paul Joubert. My name is Sam Gates, and as much as your flying machine grinds a man's bones to dust, I'll expect you to have one deliver me safe and sound to Mr. Dodge's farm on my native soil, or the king will hear of this.
This is not Paul?
No, Herr General. Joubert is now a gardener at the convent of St. Eloise at Mayeton-en-Haut, 100 feet from British field headquarters in Paris.
I know where he is supposed to be. What is the point of all this, Houseman?
Well, Paul Joubert has practically become the eyes and ears of the German army. He delivered us the complete blueprints of the Maginot Line and can remove the England arsenal.
You do not have to sing Paul's praises to me. I am well aware he is the best spy in the Third Reich.
The Englanders know that too. They put a reward of 10,000 pounds on his head. Twice they have captured him, and each time he has slipped from their fingers. They've gone so far as to distribute his photograph to all commanding officers and their staff.
Houseman, you are pondering the obvious. Now, what about this old farmer?
He and Paul Joubert are exact identical in appearance.
Well?
I don't want Grandfather to overhear. But suppose, Herr General, they found the dead body of Paul Joubert.
Houseman, you may have something there.
I'm certain of it. Put Grandfather in one of our uniforms, which Joubert's identity card in his pocket, and allow the Englanders to find him dead behind our lines.
Excellent. The English will spread the word of Paul's death to the other allies, and the real Paul Joubert will be free to continue his labors undisturbed. Houseman, you are a clever man.
Danke, Herr Tenor.
Do not worry, Houseman. Word of this will reach the Fuhrer himself. But now we do not have a moment to lose. The English are attacking Hill 701, which we are abandoning within the hour to straighten our lines. The perfect place for our little plan. Pick up a Lieutenant Schutz with you.
Ja, mein Herr.
Keep the farm at the front lines until the order for retreat is given. Then shoot him. But do not disfigure him. And be sure to lay him out face upwards.
I understand perfect.
Proceed immediately, Houseman. Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler!
And then old Sam was forced into a Nazi officer's field uniform, a helmet placed on his head, and before he knew where he was going, he found himself at the front.
Look here, my legs are aching. When am I going back to my turnips?
You'll be back to the soil quite soon.
Captain. We are in the forward area now, and the retreat has started.
Well, I ain't going no further. No. You're not about to take me back to Mr. Dodge's farm, and it makes no difference to me whether you shoot me or I get blown to bitsies by one of them exploding things. No. I'll have me a last pipeful of tobacco either way. Oh, drat it, this fucking pin keeps falling over my eyes.
Keep moving and keep that helmet on your head. Down!
Herr Captain, that was too close. They have the range. Let us shoot him and get out of here.
Yeah. All right, Grandfather. You can have your pipe full of smoke now. Are you ready, shoot?
Jawohl.
Fire!
return to Escape in just a moment. But first, this Tuesday night, hear the premiere performance of 21st Precinct, a new hard-hitting mystery series revealing the inner workings of the world's largest police force. 21st Precinct, every Tuesday night on most of these same CBS radio stations. And now, back to Escape.
That same day, the sun was hot in the midday sky, as an hour later, a forward patrol of English Tommies rounded Hill 701 and saw the bodies of Lieutenant Schutz, Captain Houseman, and behind a rock, old Sam Gates, lying with his pipe still in his hand. They were about to move on when the corporal, coming up from the rear, stopped them.
Hold on a minute.
What's that for? We've got to get back to battalion headquarters.
The one there with the pipe seems to be breathing.
We'll leave him to the aid boys. They'll be along in a bit.
Righto, Sergeant, but he might be a pretty big fish. That headquarters insignia he's wearing.
All right, Simpson. See if we can bring him around. But we'll have to be quick about it.
The sun must have struck me down. Give me an awful set of dreams. Oh, my poor Red.
Can't make out what he's saying. Come on. Give him a hand. Get him up. We've got to get a move on.
Is this the prisoner, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. He's a bit shaken, but otherwise he's all right, sir. Seems to understand English.
Name?
Sam Gates.
Rank?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Rank. Army rank.
Well, I've nothing to do with any armies. You mind telling me where the devil I am? Huh?
Speaks English like a native. Your identification card, please. Zigdina Identification Karte.
Look here, what are you talking Nazi for? You're an Englishman, same as I am.
Search him, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Here you are, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. Well, the master spy himself, Paul Lupin. Well, you won't get away from us this time, Paul.
Well, has the whole world gone daft? My name is Sam Gates, and I was christened so by me maiden Aunt Christina. And I'm no Paul Joe Peer, and I never was.
Good show, Paul. Good show.
My name ain't Paul. I can tell you where I was born and bred and who my wife is.
Yes, I'm sure you've got your story worked out to the last detail, but it won't do you a bit of good. You were tried by our court-martial September last, and the verdict still holds. You're going to be executed as soon as possible. Make out the order of execution, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
And you better take the staff car and run down to division headquarters and have General Cartwright sign it.
We really don't have much time, sir. The battalion has orders to move forward. Can't you proceed on your own, Mr. Oratory?
Not with General Cartwright. He worked his way up through the ranks, and he never quite got over it.
Yes, sir. He doesn't like it much if you get your officer's commission out of the university. I know.
And in particular, he's never forgiven me for having graduated from Oxford.
Well, capturing Dupere is going to be quite a feather in your cap, sir.
Yes. Well, I'll get going, Lieutenant. The General wants to witness the execution. Tell him we'll be over at the bombed-out farmhouse.
Yes, sir.
Squad, halt! Now, there won't be any delay, men. Sergeant, Corporal, advance the prisoner to the wall. Keep your rifles cocked.
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
Paul Dupere, have you anything to say before the sentence is executed?
My name is Sam Gates, and if I was 20 years younger, I'd give you a punch in the ruddy eye. Why, you had me guilty before I opened my mouth. You can go to bloody blue blazes.
Oh, very well. Is there any last request you have to make?
I want to smoke out a last pipe full of tobacco in peace and quiet. And I don't want none of that white cloth blinding me eyes.
Request granted.
Begging your pardon, sir, but the general's driven up.
All right, Sergeant.
All right, Mosley. What's this all about? Is that Paul Joubert?
Yes, sir. A most remarkable man. He not only bothered to learn English, but he even went to the trouble of mastering our local dialects. Calls himself Sam Gates. Had me fooled at first, sir, but I kept after the scent.
Bring the prisoner here.
Right, sir. But I'm afraid you won't get much out of him. He sticks to his own story. Sergeant, march the prisoner forward.
Say your name is Sam Gates?
It is. And if you had any sense, you'd believe me. I was minding my business, owing Mr. Dodge's turnips in Alversham, when this daft aviator comes swooping down in his aeroplane, carrying up good sweet, and he snatches me away with him.
Kidnapped, eh? And how did you manage to get into a Nazi's officer's uniform? Explain that.
Oh, they was hatching something, that's what. They forced me to wear tin bucket and green soldier suits and made me go along with them.
Aren't we wasting time, sir? We found Joubert's identification card in his pocket.
I told you they was hatching something. They put it in my pocket.
Now, how much do you expect us to believe?
Oh, I don't ask you to believe anything at all.
We'll get to the truth soon enough. Where were you born?
Oh, Alversham. 3 miles from Mr. Dodge's farm, and what's more, I haven't set foot out of the country except once to visit the flower show at the market Roughborough. And today, to go flying about with that madman.
Alversham, eh? It's a perfect characterization. They're pity to execute so fine an actor. Married?
Yes, I be.
And what's your wife's maiden name?
Annie Hatchett, as everyone in Alversham knows.
Good show. Who did you say you worked for?
Mr. Dodge. Charlie Dodge. And he raises horses and pigs besides.
And what do you know? What do you grow besides turnips?
Runner beans.
Good show.
Sam.
Good show. Sam, then. Well, now see what you can do with this. What's the name of the local vicar? You don't know, do you?
Oh, I know well enough. But mentioning him set me thinking that I promised the vicar a pot of beans, which I never did bring. And what's worse, I ain't been to church in over a month of Sundays. Maybe that's why the Almighty's placed my life in the hands of a pair of silly gaffers like the both of you.
But you haven't told us who's the vicar's name.
It's the Reverend David Price, and a fine man he is.
David Price? Wait a minute. I know a Reverend Price. He baptized my niece's cousin. What does he look like?
Yeah, you're another one that's gone a bit loony, ain't you?
Just answer the question.
Well, if you know the Reverend, I don't have to tell you. He's got a mole on the left side of his face with a hair growing out of it. And his nose is crooked where a horse kicked him when he was 4 years old.
By heavens, he's right. It's the same man.
Well, what does that prove, sir? He might have met the man once.
And he might not be Paul Joubert after all.
Now you're getting some sense at last. And if it's this Paul you're after, well, I might be able to tell you where he's at.
Where, old man?
He was a gardener somewhere. Don't rightly remember. I couldn't make out much of what they were saying.
No fear. I'm afraid we might be able to check up on it, eh?
Oh, it's coming to me. There's some convent near the army headquarters in Paris. Mighty No, that's it.
Mountain No? The convent St. Eloise, Mountain O? Colonel, send a code message to Paris and order them to arrest the gardener immediately.
Yes, sir.
And report back as soon as you hear anything. Mr. Gates, you come along with me.
Colonel Mosby reporting to the General, sir.
Well?
Message from GHQ. They've arrested the gardener, sir. He is Paul Joubert, all right.
You realize that Joubert might still be at large?
Yes, sir.
And Sam Gates here shot to death by his own people?
Yes, sir.
You're an Oxford man, aren't you, Moresby?
Yes, sir.
I never went to university. I worked my way up through the ranks. Disperse! Gates, my apologies. Paul Jupitz is under arrest, and your honor is vindicated.
Yeah, you'd have done better to listen to me in the first place.
I certainly would, sir. But you'll hear more of this. The king is certain to award you the Victoria Cross or something of that sort. Now, in the meantime, what can I do for you?
Well, I want to get back home.
That could be arranged.
Yeah, but I'd like to get home at tea time.
What time's that?
Well, 5 o'clock or thereabouts.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
Ring up Wing Commander Jennings, RAF headquarters.
Yes, sir.
Jennings here?
General Cartwright, sir. One moment. Wing Commander Jennings, sir.
Right.
Wing Commander Jennings speaking.
This is General Cartwright. Have you flown the dispatch case out yet?
Oh, not yet, sir.
Good. There's a little matter which concerns the honor of the British Army.
Oh, what's that, sir?
A friend of mine's here, Sam Gates. He's come over from England to give us some valuable information. I promised to have him back at his farm at Amersham before tea time at 5 o'clock. Can you take a passenger?
Well, I might be able to manage it, sir, if I can ever find the place.
At a few minutes before 5, Wing Commander Jennings landed his light plane on Mr. Dodge's farm, being very careful to tear up as few turnips as possible. The commander shook hands with Sam and flew inland. The old man watched him and went slowly along and completed a line of turnips he had begun in the morning, as he watched for his niece Aggie to arrive with his parcel of food.
Hello, Uncle.
Yeah? Oh, hello, Aggie.
Well, Uncle, is there any news?
You asked me that very same question this morning.
Did I? Well, it's another day gone. Any news today?
News? What do you want, girl? What news should there be? Ain't it enough to earn a bite to eat and a glass of beer without always wanting news, news, news? Heh! Drat you and your news. Now, you get back home and fetch the pot of runner beans to the vicar, and you be quick about it.
All right, Uncle.
Oi! And you tell him I'll be at church on Sunday next for sure.
Under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you A Source of Irritation by Stacy Ammonier, adapted by Meyer Dolinsky, and starring Ben Wright as Sam. Featured in the cast were Hy Averback, Paul Frees, Jack Crucian, Charlie Lung, Betty Harford, John Dodsworth, Alec Harford, Richard Peel, and Ramsey Hill. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You're in the suffocating depths of a jungle, listening to the words of your companion, while the native people, seemingly friendly and quiet, are awaiting the moment to strike, which, when they do, will mean a fate from which there is no escape.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Somerset Maugham's exciting story, The Outstation. This Monday night, Walk a Mile, the fast, furious, funny quiz show starring Bill Cullen, is yours for fun at the Star's address. Be listening every Monday as Walk a Mile struts its stuff on most of these same CBS radio stations to make it an eventful evening, side by side with Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts and Crime Classics. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, the stars still shine in the Summer Theater every Monday night on the CBS Radio Network.
daily grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are in the suffocating depths of a jungle, listening to the words of your companions, while the native people, seemingly friendly and quiet, are awaiting the moment to strike, which, when they do, will mean a fate from which there is no escape.
So listen now as Escape brings you Somerset Maugham's exciting story, The Outstation.
The new assistant, Alan Cooper, arrived in the afternoon. Mr. Warburton, the resident of the government control station, went down to the river landing stage to meet him. The guard, 8 little Borneo Dayak soldiers, stood to attention as he passed, and he noted with satisfaction that their bearing was martial, their uniforms neat and clean, and their guns shining. Mr. Warburton was a rather small and precise man. He wore a topee, spotless shirt and ducks, and white shoes, and held under his arm a gold-headed Malacca cane which had been given to him by the Sultan of Perak. As the prahu appeared round the bend in the river, he felt a slight misgiving, caused no doubt by the arrival of another white man. He was accustomed to loneliness and his own way of life. Still, he smiled affably as the boat landed and held out his hand.
How do you do? Mr. Cooper, I presume?
That's right. Were you expecting anyone else?
My name is Warburton. I'll show you to your quarters. The boys will bring your kit along.
Feels good to walk again. I was cramped to the devil from that little scow.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, by the way, I brought your mail. Lots of newspapers in it. Can't be worth much, I shouldn't imagine. They must be at least 6 months old.
Old news is very fresh to me here, Mr. Cooper. It's the only news I get from London.
Those my digs over there?
Those are your quarters, Mr. Cooper. I've had it made as habitable as I could, but of course, no one has lived in it for a good many years.
It'll do me all right.
I hope so. I dare say you'll want to have a bath and a change. I should be very pleased if you'll dine with me tonight. Will 8 o'clock suit you?
Any old time will do for me.
Yes, one of my boys is inside. He'll take care of you until you get your own boy.
Right.
Mr. Warburton left the new man in his house and returned to his own residence. The impression which Alan Cooper had given him was not very favorable. Cooper seemed to be about 30. He was fairly tall and rather heavy in build, and was dressed in khaki shorts and shirt, but they were shabby and soiled, and his battered topee hadn't been cleaned for weeks. These things Mr. Warburton noticed, but then, being a fair man, he reflected,
well, after all, he has spent the last 48 hours coming upriver in the prahu. We'll see what he looks like when he comes in to dinner.
A little later, Mr. Warburton went down to the bathhouse and soused himself with cold water, and after that he carefully dressed. And he dressed as he did every night. Boiled shirt, high collar, silk socks, and patent leather shoes. The only concession he made to the climate was to wear a white dinner jacket. Then Mr. Warburton went into the sitting room to await his guest.
Tuan Cooper.
Oh, you're all dressed up. I didn't know you were going to do that. I very nearly put on a sarong.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all. I dare say your boys hadn't finished unpacking.
You needn't have bothered to dress on my account, you know.
I didn't, Mr. Cooper. I always dress for dinner.
Even when you're alone?
Especially when I'm alone.
Well.
Mr. Warburton saw a twinkle of amusement in Cooper's eyes, and he flushed an angry red. He resented the man's attitude, and he resented the same dirty khaki shorts and shirt augmented by a ragged jacket. Still, he knew that he was going to have to get on with the fellow, and as they sat at dinner, he amplified his theories on dinner dress.
When I lived in London, Mr. Cooper, I moved in circles in which it was as much an eccentricity not to dress for dinner every night as not to have a bath every morning. When I came to Borneo, I saw no reason to discontinue so good a habit.
Well, all the way you look at it, I suppose. But if you expect me to put on fancy dress in this heat, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Fine champagne you got here. You do yourself like this every day?
I haven't noticed that the dinner is any different from usual. Oh, by the way, while you were in Kuala Selor, did you meet a lad called Henley? He's come out recently, I believe.
Henley? Oh, yes, in the police, I remember. Nasty little swine.
Oh, I should hardly have expected him to be that. His uncle is my friend, Lord Barraclough. I had a letter some time ago from him asking me to look out for Henley.
Ah, I heard he was related to somebody or other. Pass the chutney, will you? That's how he got the job, then. He's been to Eton and Oxford, and he doesn't let you forget it.
All his family have been to those schools for generations. I should have expected him to take it as a matter of course.
I found him a bloody bore and a snob.
To what school did you go, Mr. Cooper?
I was born in Barbados and educated there, too.
Oh, I see.
That's right. And in the war, I didn't get a commission either because I didn't have influence and I hadn't gone to public school. Things are changing, Mr. Warburton. In England, things are changing. The old school tie's going down the drain. Perhaps you haven't heard. Things are changing, Mr. Warburton.
Mr. Warburton was a snob. He'd endured financial ruin in England and found a haven for his memories in Borneo. And now he was faced with a reminder of the outside world, a common world that he rather despised. The breach between the two men was not long in coming. It started a week after Cooper had arrived.
I say, Cooper.
What's up?
I've talked to my head boy about finding you servants, and he recommends his nephew as head boy for you. He's waiting outside. Would you like to see him?
I don't mind.
Abbas. Tuan? This is Tuan Cooper. Abbas, you will work for him.
Tuan Cooper, it is my honor.
You'll have to look sharp with me, Millette. No stealing, mind your P's and Q's, and we'll get along, right?
Will he do?
I dare say he's no more of a scoundrel than any of the rest of them. Come along, Abbas, you're hired. Take care of finding a cook and the others.
Tuan?
You're lucky to get a boy like that. He belongs to a very good family.
Doesn't matter a blast to me if he's got blue blood in his veins or not, just so long as he brings me a drink when I want it.
You have a lot to learn about the Malay natives, Mr. Cooper. You do well to study and understand them.
I was born in Barbados and I was in Africa during the war. To me, a native's a native. And don't worry, I can handle them.
We were talking of Malays.
Well, what's the odds?
You're very ignorant, Mr. Cooper.
There was another day, not long after that. The two men had been up the river, and they were on their way back in the process. Cooper was becoming increasingly aware of Warburton's disapproval, and because he was a colonial and had lived little in England, had a peculiar dislike of the English. He resented especially the public school boys, since he feared to be patronized, and he felt that offensiveness was the best defense against it.
Well, at any rate, the war's done one good thing. It smashed up the power of the aristocracy. This war really put the lid on it.
It's a pity. An era of greatness. Lost era.
Bloody good job, too, in my opinion.
Oh, my poor Cooper, what can you know of the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome?
That's a lot of rot. I don't give a row of pins for a lord. I tell you, what's wrong with England is snobbishness. And if there's anything gets my goat, it's a snob. Particularly a snob who's gone broke and still likes kicking his weight about. Lots of them like that out here in Malaya. Have you noticed, Warburton?
Warburton knew that Cooper was referring to him. A man's life in open history in the colonial service, and Cooper must have heard about his failure before he'd come upriver. The resident hands trembled, And from that moment on, he saw to it that they lived apart and, except for work, spoke little to each other. It was not until Cooper had been on the station for a couple of months that an incident happened which turned Mr. Warburton's dislike into bitter hatred. It was as small as a petty thing, but it was the beginning of the end. An ending that was to mean a terrible and a lonely death.
We will return to Escape in just a moment, but first, last year the smoke of great forest fires blotted out the sun over vast regions. Such tragedy of human loss and property loss must not be repeated in 1953. By working together, we can eliminate 9 forest fires out of 10. And now, back to Escape.
Mr. Warburton was obliged to go up country on a tour of inspection, and he left the station in Cooper's charge. In spite of the tension which existed between them, he knew that the assistant was a capable man, although he had no sympathy for the natives. He was hard and a bully, and the Malays disliked and feared him. Anyway, Mr. Warburton was gone for 3 weeks, and when he returned, Cooper came to his house to make a report. The resident was in his sitting room, and the head boy stood quietly at his side. Mr. Warburton was white with anger.
My boy tells me that you were the one who opened my newspapers, Cooper.
Newspapers? Oh, well, while you were gone, the mail came, and I wanted to read about the Wolverhampton murder, so I borrowed your time. I knew you wouldn't mind.
But I do mind. I mind very much.
Sorry, I couldn't wait until you came back.
I wonder you didn't open my mail as well.
That's not the same thing. There's nothing private in a newspaper.
I very much object to anyone reading my paper before me. I think it's extremely impertinent of you. They're all mixed up. I read them every morning at breakfast in the order of their issue.
We can easily put them in order. Only take a sec.
Don't touch them.
Look here. Aren't you being a bit childish making such a fuss about a little thing like that?
How dare you speak to me like that?
Oh! Down the blazes!
Tuan? Yes? Oh. What is it?
While you have been away, there has been trouble.
Oh?
Tuan Cooper's servants. They have left him all but my nephew Abbas, and he too wishes to go. He says it is not a good house. He wants to do as the others have done.
No. He must stay with Tuan Cooper. The Tuan must have servants, have those who went replaced.
No, Tuan. No one will go.
Then find the boys who ran away and tell them that I expect them to be back in Tuan Cooper's house at dawn tomorrow.
They say they will not go, Tuan.
On my order?
I will find them, Tuan.
The next morning in the office, the two men met again. There was no word of the newspaper incident, and after Cooper had given his complete report, Warburton dismissed him.
I don't think there's anything else, thank you.
Right.
Oh, Cooper. I understand you've been having trouble with your boys.
No trouble. They had the cheek to run off, probably trying to blackmail me for more money. But they've all come back to heel again.
What do you mean by that?
This morning they were all back on their jobs. I suppose they decided I wasn't as big a fool as they thought.
By no means. They came back on my express order.
I should be obliged if you wouldn't interfere with my private concerns.
They are not your private concerns. When your servants run away, it makes you ridiculous. You are perfectly free to make a fool of yourself, but I cannot allow you to be made a fool of. That'll do. You may go.
May I? Now, shall I tell you what I did? As soon as I saw them back, I called the old bloody lot in and gave them the sack. I gave them 10 minutes to get out of the compound.
I think you behaved very foolishly. Good masters make good servants.
Anything else you want to teach me?
I should like to teach you manners, but I haven't the time. I shall have to see that you get new servants.
Don't trouble. I'll get them myself.
Allow me to say, Cooper, that no one will come except at my order. Would you like me to give it?
No!
As you like. Good morning.
That's the way the matter stood. Only Abbas remained with Cooper, and he opposing his master with sullen resistance, not doing more than he chose. The days, the weeks went on, and the heat became terrible. Mr. Warburton from time to time heard vague complaints from the natives concerning Cooper's harsh treatment, but when he looked into what he thought were specific cases, all he could say was that Cooper had shown severity where mildness would not have been misplaced. He had done nothing for which he could be taken to task, and Mr. Warburton found himself waiting for an opportunity to do that. One day it came. A half a dozen civil prisoners were engaged in repairing a road on the station until their sentence was up. Their hours of labor were from 7 in the morning until 4. Mr. Warburton was taking a stroll at dusk, and he saw the prisoners still at work. He called the warder over.
Why are these men still at work? It's past 6 o'clock, warder.
I know, Tuan, but it was Tuan Cooper who gave the order.
When did he do that?
Yesterday, Tuan. They have now to work until 7.
That is contrary to regulations.
Tuan Cooper gave the order, Tuan.
Mr. Cooper is under my orders, warder. The prisoners are to finish their work at 4 o'clock and are then to be returned to the jail. There will be no more work for them after that time. Do you understand?
And the next afternoon, Cooper was astounded to see the prisoners strolling back to the jail. It was 5 o'clock. He learned of the resident's new instructions from the warder, and with a terrible fury strode quickly to Mr. Warburton's house.
Slam the door, Mr. Cooper.
I want to know what the devil you mean by countermanding my order that the prisoners were to work until dusk.
Are you out of your mind? You can't be so ignorant that you don't know how to address your official superior.
That's a lot of muck. You've no right to interfere. The prisoners are my job. I want to know why the devil you did it. Everyone in the place will know, and you made a bloody fool of me.
You had no power to give the order you did. I haven't made half the fool of you as you have yourself.
I know your kind. You disliked me from the minute I got here. You've tried to make the job impossible for me because I wouldn't lick your boots for you. Because I wouldn't flatter you.
You're wrong, Cooper. I thought you were a cad, but I was perfectly satisfied with the way you did your work.
A cad, eh? Fine old English word. Cad. Well, I'd rather be that than a snob. You're a ruddy little snob. Anyone who hasn't been to Eton or Oxford is a cad. Down in Kuala-Lumpur, they laugh at you. You're the laughing stock of the whole country with your fine ways and your silly rock talk of Lord this and Lady that. They told me all about you. And I tell you this, I'd rather be the cad you think I am than the dirty snob I know you are.
If you don't get out of my house this minute, I'm going to knock you down.
Go on. I'd like to see you hit me. I'd like it. You want me to say it again? Snob. Snob. Rotten little snob. Don't be a fool. I'm not a gentleman. I know how to use my hands. I could knock you through the wall if I wanted. But you're smaller than me. And it wouldn't be sporting. Besides, you get your pretty white suit all wrinkled.
It was a few days later when Warburton's head boy came to him and spoke of his nephew, Abbas.
Is Tuan Cooper leaving, Tuan?
No, he's staying.
There will be a misfortune.
What do you mean by that?
Tuan Cooper is not behaving rightly with Abbas. He holds back his wages so that he may not run away. He has paid him nothing for 2 months. I tell Abbas to be patient, but he is angry. He will not listen to me. If the Tuan continues to use him ill, there will be a misfortune.
You did the right thing to tell me this. I shall attend to it.
Did you wish to see me?
I understand that you have held back Abbas's wages. I consider that a most arbitrary proceeding. The lad wishes to leave you, and I don't blame him. I must insist that you pay him what is due.
No. What I don't choose that he should leave me. I'm holding back his wages as a pledge of his good behavior.
It is my duty to warn you that if you drive this boy beyond a certain point, you run a great risk.
What do you think he'll do?
I think he'll kill you.
You think I'm afraid of a Malay native?
It's a matter of complete indifference to me whether you are or not. I only feel the official obligation to give you proper warning.
I'll tell you this. That Abbas is a dirty, thieving rascal. And if he tries any monkey tricks on me, I'll wring his bloody neck.
That was all I wished to say to you. Good evening.
Cooper flushed and walked from the room. Mr. Warburton watched him go with an icy smile on his lips. He had done his duty. That he might have been surprised had he seen what happened when Cooper got back to his bungalow, so silent and cheerless.
Filthy snob. Filthy, dirty snob.
When Cooper regained control, he got very drunk. It was his only means now of salvaging his self-respect, and with the whiskey he managed to finally lose it all. It came about as he searched for a clean shirt in his chest of drawers.
Where's that bloody... Abbas! Abbas, come in here!
You told me to him?
I told you. Where's my clean shirt?
They're being washed, Tuan.
You're a liar. My clean one's here yesterday.
No, Tuan. They're being washed.
You sneaking little pig. You've been stealing them. Haven't you? Haven't you?
No, Tuan. I did not steal.
Liar! Get out! Get out! I'm sick of you. The whole stinking lot of you. Get out! Out! I catch you stealing again, you're going to jail, you hear me?
Tuan, I will not come back. Give me my wages.
Blast you! And blast your wages! I'm keeping your wages for the money you stole. Now get out of my sight!
When Cooper sobered later that evening, he knew he had gone too far with the native boy. He was worried, and he felt ill. He saw the lights of Mr. Warburton's house across the clearing, and for a moment he considered going over to tell him what he had done. But he knew with what icy scorn the resident would listen to his story. He could see the patronizing smile. So he didn't go. On his veranda, Mr. Warburton was strangely restless. Of course, he had heard what had happened, and it had been his immediate impulse to send for Cooper. But each time he had tried to reason with the man he had been insulted was no business of his anymore. And if anything happened, it was not his fault. But when the resident's boy came out to fill his whiskey glass, Warburton asked,
"Where is Abbas? Do you know where he went?"
No, Tuan. I think maybe he has gone to the village of his mother's brother.
After a time, Warburton sighed and went into his house. He read late into the night and at last slept. The night was very sultry and still. It was a little before dawn when a slim young figure moved across the clearing. It was the boy, Abbas, and in his hand he carried a creese.
You, Tuan.
When Warburton was called to the bungalow by his boy the next morning, Cooper was lying in bed with his mouth open and the crease sticking in his heart.
Where is Abbas?
Abbas is at the village of his mother's brother.
He will be arrested there, then.
Tuan, Abbas, my nephew, was in the village all night. It can be proved. His uncle, everyone will swear that he did not leave the place.
Tuan Cooper was killed by Abbas. You know it as well as I do. Justice must be done.
Tuan, he was not. Hang him.
The provocation was very great. Abbas will be sentenced to a term of imprisonment. When he has served part of his sentence, I will take him into my house as a boy. You can train him in his duties. I have no doubt that under Tuan Cooper he has got into bad habits.
Shall Abbas give himself up before the police are sent, Tuan?
It would be wise of him.
The boy withdrew. Then Mr. Warburton stood a moment looking at the cold body of his assistant, Cooper. Suddenly he felt a glow of exultation. A great burden had been lifted from his shoulders. He thought of the freshness of the morning outside and the newspaper which would be waiting unopened on his breakfast table. Abbas would make a good houseboy.
Escape has brought you Somerset Maugham's The Outstation. Direction and adaptation of the story were by Anthony Ellis, starring Ben Wright as the narrator, Alistair Duncan as Warburton, and Richard Peel as Cooper. Featured in the cast were Dave Young and Terry Kilburn. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are in an open boat with 3 desperate men. 200 yards from land and safety. But while you scream frantically for someone to rescue you, you realize that from the mountainous breakers between you and safety, there is no escape.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Stephen Crane's unusual story, The Open Boat. By all odds, The Wizard of Oz should be an odds-on favorite at your house every Monday through Friday in the daytime on most of these same CBS radio stations. Be sure to hear Walter O'Keefe in The Wizard of Oz, a colorful quiz show that makes winners out of people just like you. Next session tomorrow in the daytime at the Star's address. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, you are invited to Art Linkletter's house party every weekday on the CBS Radio Network.
of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are in an open boat with 3 desperate men, 200 yards from land and safety. But while you scream frantically for someone to rescue you, you realize that from the mountainous breakers between you and safety, there is no escape.
Listen now as transcribed, Escape brings you Stephen Crane's unusual story, The Open Boat.
(1897). A tale intended to be after the fact, being the experience of 4 men from the sunk steamer Commodore. They were a captain, an oiler, a cook, and a correspondent. And many a man ought to have a bathtub larger than the boat which they rowed upon the sea. None of them knew the color of the sky. Their eyes were fastened upon the waves that swept toward them. The horizon narrowed and widened, dipped and rose, and at all times it was jagged with waves that seemed to thrust up in points like rocks. A singular disadvantage of the sea lies in the fact that after successfully surmounting one wave, you discover there's another behind it just as important, just as anxious to swamp a boat.
Keep her a little more south, Billy. A little more south, sir.
There's a house of refuge just north of the Mosquito Inlet light. As soon as they see us, they'll come off their boat and pick us up.
Soon as who sees us, Cook?
Crew.
Houses of refuge don't have crews. Only places where clothes and food is stored for the benefit of shipwrecked people. They don't carry crews.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, they don't.
We're not there yet.
The order's right. We're not there yet.
Good thing it's an onshore wind. If not, where will we be?
Now, that's right.
You think we've got much of a show now, boys?
I don't know, Captain.
Oh, well, we'll get ashore all right. Yes. If this wind holds.
If we don't, go down on the search.
Sometimes the gulls would sit on the sea comfortably in groups. Its wrath was no more to them than it was to a convoy of prairie chickens 1,000 miles inland. Often they came close. And at these times they were uncanny and sinister in their unblinking scrutiny.
Get away! Go on, get away!
Ugly, filthy things.
The captain was hurt and couldn't do anything. The cook bailed. The oiler and the correspondent sat together in the same seat and rowed. And then the oiler took both oars. And then the correspondent took both oars. The correspondent, the oiler.
Will you spell me? Yeah, sure.
But it It was easier to steal eggs from under a hen than it was to change seats in the dinghy. The man in the stern slid his hand along the thwart and moved with care. The man in the rowing seat slid his hand along the other thwart. As the two sidled past each other, the cook and the captain kept watchful eyes on the coming wave.
Look out! Now, steady there! Good boy, Billy. I think I see the lighthouse at Mosquito Inlet.
Where? This way.
Wait. I think I see it too. Billy?
Might be. I don't see anything.
Look again. It's exactly in that direction.
What? Why, now I see it. It's real small, like the head of a pin. What? Think we'll make it, Captain?
If this wind holds and the boat don't swamp, we can't do much else. Bail here, cook.
All right, Captain, sir. All right.
The brown mats of seaweed that appeared from time to time informed the men on the boat that they were making progress slowly toward land. And slowly the lighthouse grew larger, an upright shadow on the sky. And then land appeared, thinner than paper.
I wish we had a sail. We might try my overcoat on the end of an oar. Give you two boys a chance to rest.
I'll try anything. What do you say? Let's try it.
Here's my coat.
Right, sir. Blow them both down toward me. I'll tie it on. Here. There you go.
So rope there, Billy. You can lash it better.
Sleeves will do better, I think. You'll have to hold one oar. You the other. Okay. Ready?
All righty.
Hoist her.
All right, here we go. Easy.
Watch it. Hold on. It's steady now. Steady it. Better lower. What?
Aren't we making headway, Billy?
You'll swap this way. She's too far off balance.
Hold on,
Take her
down.
down.
Come on, down.
Take her down.
All right. Easy. Take her.
That's it. That's got it. We'll just have to row. How in the name of all the saints could there be people who think it's fun to row a boat?
You put things right smart.
Yeah. Yes. Wouldn't be so bad if we'd eaten something before.
Yeah. We got ourselves in a pinker condition before we got ourselves shipwrecked. That'd be better, too.
Would be.
There'd be less people drowning at sea.
I'll spare you.
We can both do it. Take the right oar, Billy.
All right. Let's go. Slowly and beautifully, the land loomed out of the sea. And the wind came again. And then went. And then came again, veering from northeast to southeast.
Boys, listen.
And a new sound struck the ears of the men in the boat. The sweet, low thunder of the surf on the shore.
We must be opposite New Smyrna.
Yes.
I believe they abandoned that life-saving station there about a year ago.
Did they? Take her easy now, boys. Don't spend yourselves. If we have to run a surf, you'll need all your strength because we'll sure have to swim for it. Take your time.
Yeah. Yes, Captain.
That's the house of refuge, sure. They'll see us before long and come out after us.
The keeper ought to be able to make us out now if he's looking for his glass. He'll notify the life-saving people.
Oh, none of these other boats have gotten ashore to give word of the wreck. Huh? Else the lifeboat would be out hunting us. Yeah, that's right, Billy. That's right.
I don't think it'd be wise to try for the lighthouse now. Swing ahead a little more north, Billy.
A little more north, sir.
Steady now there, Billy, my boy.
There she is, Captain.
In an hour, perhaps. Maybe two. We'll be ashore, dry, fed.
Want a drink to that, Captain?
Yes. I still got the water jug.
Well, let's have it around. All hands.
Hey.
Right, sir. You go ahead.
You first, sir.
Thank you. All right, cook.
Thank you. Billy?
Tastes good, fresh water. Here you go. Thanks. Well, since we're celebrating, I got a surprise. Look.
Cigars.
Aren't they wet? Yeah, some of them are. But some of them are dry. I don't know how. Here. I got dry matches. There you are.
Oh, thanks.
Whoa.
Oh, this is more like it.
Yes,
sir. Get another round. Dry and thin. Cook, there don't seem to be any signs of life about your house of refuge.
No. Funny they don't see us.
Yeah. We have to go through that surf. The swamp for sure.
Funny they don't see us.
I suppose we'll have to make a try for ourselves. If we stay out here too long, we'll none of us have strength left to swim after the boat swamps.
Yeah.
Hit us straight in then, Billy.
All right, sir. Right in.
If we don't all get ashore, I suppose you fellows know where to send news of my finish.
Yes, sir. If I don't get ashore, you boys can tell my old lady what happened.
My family lives in New Brunswick. Just ask for them at the Hampton Inn. If I don't get ashore, it won't matter to anyone but me.
Billy?
All right, sir.
It's getting rougher. Shore's still pretty far away.
Sir, we can't go in any closer. What? Boys, she won't live 3 minutes more if we keep her headed toward shore. You far out to swim? Do I take her out to sea again, Captain?
Yes, Billy, go ahead. Take her out to sea again.
And the boat with the 4 men in it, the captain, the oiler, the cook, and the correspondent, turned back away from the land and bumped over the furrowed sea to deeper water.
We will return to Escape in just a moment, but first, just sit back, relax, and watch the cars roll by. Watch the heavy traffic on the highways in the summertime. Watch the traffic jams and the roadblocks and the tired, hot drivers sitting behind the steering wheels of their cars, trying to make time and getting nowhere fast. Just help yourself to a nice, refreshing, cool drink. Sit on your chair on the porch or stoop or lawn under the shade of a big elm tree with your radio tuned to some nice, sweet music or a thrilling whodunit on CBS Radio and watch the summer rush on the roadways. Gosh, you're smart. And now, back to Escape.
When it occurs to a man that nature does not regard him as important, and that he feels she should maim the universe by disposing of him, he at first wishes to throw bricks at the temple. And he hates very much the fact that there are no bricks and no temples. And he finds that nature is serene among the struggles of the individual. She's not cruel, nor beneficent, nor wise, nor treacherous. She is simply indifferent.
Oh, Well, anyhow, they must have seen us from shore by now.
Squall coming to the southeast, sir.
I see it, Billy. Keep her the way she is.
All right, sir.
What do you think of those life-saving people? Ain't they peaches?
Yeah. Funny they haven't seen us.
You'd think we're out here for sport. Maybe they think we're fishing, or maybe they think we're stupid fools. Sorry.
Yes, sir. St. Augustine? Those dots?
No, I don't think so. Too near Mosquito Inlet.
You never liked the road, Billy? No. Did you? Always loved it. Loved it.
Look! There's a man on shore.
Where?
There. See him? See him?
Yeah, sure. He's walking along. And he sees us. He's waving.
Yeah. He does see us. He does.
Oh, no, we're all right. There'll be a boat out here for us in half an hour.
He's going on. He's running. He's going up to the house there. Standing still again. He's looking, I think. There he goes again, toward the house.
Come on. He's stopped again.
Is he waving at us, sir?
No, not now. He was, though.
Look! There's another man. Look at him go, would you? He's on a bicycle on the beach. They're both waving at us.
There comes something else up the beach.
Is it a lifeboat, sir?
I think so.
No, it's not a lifeboat.
Oh.
It's nothing but a bus. One of those big hotel buses.
By thunder, you're right. What do you suppose they're doing with a bus? Why don't they get a lifeboat?
Hey. Maybe they're going around collecting the lifeboat crew.
That's it.
Huh?
Yeah. Now keep her round into the wind, Billy.
Sir.
Look. There's a fellow waving a little black flag at us. He's standing on the steps of the bus. And there come two other fellows. Now they're all talking together. Well, look at that fellow with the flag. He sees us all right. He knows what he's about. Hey! Come get us! Come get us!
Hey, that ain't a flag, is it? No, it's his coat. Why, certainly that's his coat.
So it is. It's his coat. But would you look at him swinging? There isn't any life-saving station there. That's just a winter resort hotel. Some of the customers came to see us drown. What's that idiot with the coat mean? What's he signaling anyhow?
Sir, it looks as if he were trying to tell us to go north. Must be a life-saving station up there.
No. He thinks we're fishing, Billy. Just giving us a wave.
That's all we need now, a cheery little wave to send us on our way to eternity.
He don't mean anything. He's just playing.
If he just signals to try the surf or go to sea or wait or go north or go south or go to... There'd be some reason in it, but look at him.
Why doesn't he stop waving that coat long enough to tell him we're out here dying? Why doesn't he?
Oh, it's all right now. They'll have a boat out here in less than no time, now that they've seen us.
Yeah. Night coming on, sir.
Oh, now, boys. We'll never have to stay here all night. Now, don't you worry. They've seen us now, and it won't be long before they just come chasing right out at us, eh? Oh, come on, boys. Cheer up now.
The shore grew dusky. The man waving the coat blended gradually into this gloom, and it swallowed in the same manner the bus and the group of people. A night on the sea in an open boat is a long night.
I'd like to get my hands on that bird who waved the coat. I'd just like to live long enough to do that.
Why? What did he do?
Nothing. He just seemed too blasted cheerful.
Keep her head up. Keep her head up.
Keep her head up, sir.
The obligation of the man at the oars was to keep the boat headed so that the tilt of the rollers wouldn't capsize her. The black waves were silent and hard to be seen in the darkness. And on the northern horizon, a light appeared. A small, bluish gleam on the edge of the world.
Captain, are you awake?
I
Shall I keep her making for that light north?
Aye. Keep it about 2 points off the port bow.
Right.
A gleaming trail of phosphorescence like a blue flame was furrowed on the black waters. It might have been made by a monstrous knife. The speed and power of the thing was greatly to be admired. It cut the water like a gigantic and keen projectile, never leaving the vicinity of the boat. Ahead or astern, or on one side or another, at intervals, long and short, flew the long, sparkling streak.
Life-saving people take their time. Did you see the shark playing around?
Yes, I saw it. He was a big fellow, all right.
I didn't know you were awake, Captain.
Makes no difference. He's gone now.
Billy.
Huh? What?
Billy. Will you spell me, Billy?
What? Oh, sure.
Hook. Yes, Captain.
We'll take her farther out to sea so there's no danger from the surf. You take that oar to the stern there and keep her facing the sea.
Right, sir.
Haul out if you hear that surf just once here.
I will, sir.
It'll give you boys a chance to curl down for a while. Get in shape again.
Thanks, Captain.
And the correspondent and the oiler lay down in the bottom of the boat, trembling with the cold and the damp, and chattered themselves to sleep, the dead sleep. Spray occasionally bumped over the side and gave them a fresh soaking, but it had no power to break their repose. And neither knew that they bequeathed to the cook, now the only man awake on an ocean, the company of another shark.
Boys.
Huh?
Boys.
Oh, it's day, huh?
How does it look? Drifted in pretty close. I guess one of you better take her out to sea again.
All right, Captain. I'll do it, Billy. Take it easy. We've been working hard enough.
Easy now.
Sorry. Well, here we are. If I ever get ashore or anybody shows me even a photograph of an oar, I'm going to break you.
Nothing on the beach. No man, no bicycle, no bus, not even a dog.
Guess I'd even like to see that fellow with the coat again.
Guess we all would.
Well, at least the light tower's still in sight.
That I'd rather not see.
Why's that?
Well, for one thing, I don't think anyone ever climbs up there. If they did, we'd have help.
If no help is coming, we might better try to run through the surf.
When, sir?
Right away, fellas. If we stay out here much longer, we'll be too weak to do anything for ourselves at all pretty soon.
Captain's right.
Anything's better than this. Should I head her into the beach, sir?
Head her into the beach, Billy.
Into the beach, sir.
swamp shore. All we can do is wake her in as far as possible. And then when she swamps, pile out and scramble for the beach.
Yes, sir. Captain, you're hurt.
I can swim it all right, Billy, if we get in close enough. Keep cool now, boys. And don't jump until she swamps shore.
Aye, sir. Captain, I think I better bring her about. Keep her head onto the sea and back her in.
All right, Billy. Back her in.
I don't think we'll get it very close, Captain.
But we'll try. And remember to get well clear of the boat when you jump. Spin her out.
All right, Captain.
Captain, you think it'll do us for sure, sir?
If he comes, mind you jump. Spin her on the boat.
The sea pummeled them and spewed them about. It plunged them downward and threw them skyward. And all wondered, am I going to drown? Am I going to drown with the sand and the trees over there? Am I going to drown? And a man came running along the shore. He was in the water in a matter of seconds, pulling the cook ashore first, then returning to help the captain, then the correspondent.
Here you go now. Here, grab hold of my arm. Grab hold of it. Take it.
Done for.
No, you're not. Come on now. Come on!
Oh, thanks.
It's all right now. It's all right.
I thought it was all over.
Look!
In the shadows, face downward, lay the oiler. His forehead touched sand that was periodically between each wave clear of the sea. It seemed that instantly the beach was populated with men and flasks, blankets and clothes, and women with coffee pots. But while the captain and the cook and the correspondent took all of these remedies, a still and dripping shape was carried slowly up the beach. And the land's welcome for Billy, the oiler, could only be the hospitality of a grave.
Transcribed under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you The Open Boat by Stephen Crane, adapted by E. Jack Newman. In order of their appearance, you've heard William Conrad as the narrator, Tom Tully, the correspondent, Edgar Barrier, the captain, Bob Sweeney, the cook, Dave Young, the oiler, and Jack Carroll, the man. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are in a wild and dangerous country, riding to stake your claim, while the man who follows you without conscience or fear is waiting for the moment when he will stop you with a bullet in the heart.
So listen next week when Escape brings you William J. Radcliffe's exciting story, The Notebook. Remember, the blood you give is vital in building a reserve of gamma globulin for the prevention of paralysis from polio. Call your local Red Cross chapter for an appointment to donate blood tomorrow. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, the Johnny Mercer Show is heard weekday evening on the CBS Radio Network.
everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You're in a wild and dangerous country, riding to stake your claim, while the man who follows you, without conscience or fear, is waiting for the moment when he will stop you with a bullet in the heart.
Listen now, as transcribed, Escape brings you William J. Radcliffe's exciting story, The Notebook.
Started about a week ago, after we broke camp and headed for the little town of Deadwood.
You see way over there, Robbie? Over there, way over there. Them's old volcanoes. Injuns around here say their folks and spirits live there. Well, about 20 miles or so that way is the trading post.
Hey, maybe we can file our claim there.
No, have to make Deadwood for that. Hold up, Robbie.
What's wrong? Oh. What do we do?
I don't know. Stand steady, I guess. When I say it, head for them rocks and move fast.
We better wait.
Scatter.
You all right, Mac?
Yeah. Tore my doggone pants.
The same guy, ain't it?
Yeah, same guy. Whiskers and all.
I sure like to give him a shave.
From ear to ear. Let's see about getting our rifles. Jenny! Whoa, girl! Here! Come here, girl! Whoa, Jenny! Come back here, you fool! Come back here!
Mac, get down! Get down, he'll see you!
Ornery critter, ain't you? You're almost as bad as some people I've known.
If we get across that ravine, we can back trail out of here.
Yeah. All right, get going.
No, wait a minute, I got an idea. Throw your hat the other way and draw his fire.
Good idea. Come on, let's go.
Watch them rocks.
I'm watching. I want to keep moving.
Yeah. This way over here.
I'm coming.
Head into them woods. I see the burrow.
Yeah. Whoa up there, you tarnation fool. Whoa.
Easy, Jenny, now. Easy, girl. Easy, girl. I got the rifle, Mac.
Good. Now, let's get that bushwhacking polecat.
Wait. Now, look.
Yeah. He's lighting out.
Yeah. He's tried it twice now. Reckon he'll try again?
Yeah, he wants that gold pretty bad.
Well, so do I.
Would you kill for it, Robbie?
It's an awful lot of gold, Mac.
Would you kill for it?
I don't know. Maybe. I can't say. We made a dry
camped that night and cooked early so we could douse the fire before dark. We took turns watching and sleeping, but nothing happened. Next afternoon late, we got to Deadwood, a dirty town of mud shacks and old cabins. Half-naked Indian kids kicked the dry dust round us begging for smokes. The half-breeds and whites just stared at us. Some town, huh?
Yeah. It's a wild one, all right.
Beats me how they make a living.
Oh, sheep mostly.
Yeah?
Trade with the Indians. Robbie, you see that there tree?
Yeah?
You know, I see the fella get hanged there once.
Oh?
Yep. Hauled him up like a sack of wheat. Choked him dead. Ugh, terrible. I'll never forget it.
What'd he do? Kill somebody?
No, a bunch of guys just got drunk and wanted a hanging. He just happened to be there. Well, let's go across to that saloon, Robbie. I got me a thirst.
Well, I guess we can afford one.
Only one?
Bottle, I mean.
Oh, yes, sirree, Robbie. That'll do it.
What'll it be, gents?
A bottle of whiskey.
I'll stick to beer.
Okay.
Oh, Robbie, I still think you ought to... Oh, Robbie.
What?
That third guy.
Huh?
Into the bar.
It's him.
Sure is.
Fella.
Huh?
I've been looking for you.
What? What?
Friend.
Oh, two of you, huh? Okay, come on. All right, now get up. Pick him up. And both of you get out of here.
Put the gun away. We'll see who gets out of here.
Do like I tell you. Haul yourself and that other bum out of here.
You all right, Robbie?
Yeah, but who's he?
I don't know, but he sure crocked you one.
You the law?
I own the joint. Any fighting to be done, and I'll do it.
Yeah, that guy with the whisker, he bushwhacked us.
Yeah, twice.
You're lying. He works for me.
Oh, come on, Robbie.
Hey, just a minute.
Yeah?
If Jonesy did pot shot you, and I ain't saying he did or didn't, how come?
How come?
Yeah, why?
Oh, figuring to jump our claim, I reckon.
Claim?
Mac, come on.
All right, a couple of you guys haul Jonesy into the back.
There's another bar on down the way.
There always is.
Hey, Robbie, you heard any?
Jaw's sore.
So his whiskers, I reckon. You socked him pretty good.
What's so funny?
You know, Robbie, I didn't pay for them drinks.
What are you laughing at? We didn't get to drink them.
Hey, Robbie, you still mad at me?
Nope.
I shouldn't have talked about our gold claim back in Deadwood.
Mac, for 2 days now, you've been doing nothing but talk about it. Now, forget it.
It'd been all right if we'd found an office there to stake our claim.
How far we come?
Oh, about 30 miles, I reckon. We'll get back to the Gallo by nightfall, make Silvertown tomorrow, maybe. Hold up a minute, Robbie.
Well, you're tired?
Oh, no. Listen.
Well?
No. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I'm just listening. Did you hear that owl?
Yeah.
Remember hearing it a ways back?
Well, yeah, I guess so. What's wrong with the owl hooting?
Generally, wild animals only squawk when something bothers them. I don't know. It's kind of peculiar. Let's keep moving.
All right. Come on, Jimmy.
See what I mean?
Yeah. They're sure big for crows.
Sure are. Ever eat a crow stew?
Crow stew?
Oh, it's pretty good. Especially when you're gosh darn hungry. Hey, Robbie, see them tracks?
Yeah. Been noticing them. Yeah, they look like dog tracks.
Sort of. It's a wolf pack. Tracks about a day old. Oh, lots of them around here. Oh, they're mean devils. Uh-oh. Let's get back into them rocks.
What for?
Come on. Steady down, Robbie.
Sure.
Okay, whoa. Easy. Hold that critter, Robbie. Hold it.
Were you in trouble again?
Them crows, we flushed back there and went back to eating again.
So?
So? Sit tight and listen.
Mac, he flew away.
It sure did. Robbie, we're being followed.
I hope it's Whiskers.
Get the rifles.
Yeah, I will. Here.
Yeah. You see him?
No.
There.
Where?
That clump of pines.
Oh. It's Whiskers, all right. Hey, there's two of them.
Yep. Him and the big guy that runs the saloon. You know, the guy that clobbered you.
Yeah, that's him, all right. Remember, Mac, you asked me if I could kill for gold?
Huh?
Maybe I can give you an answer now.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. But first, wood for your home, water in the faucet, the newspaper on the front porch every day. Behind all of these taken-for-granted items of everyday life are America's forests. Whenever a forest burns, those things are being destroyed, and we ourselves are destroying them, because 9/10 of all forest fires are man-made. Let's stop this needless destruction, and be careful of fire in forest areas. And now, back to Escape.
We'd come 30 miles from Deadwood. I kept thinking, if we'd been able to stake our claim there, we wouldn't be waiting behind rocks, waiting for the two guys who made shadows in the clump of pines as they came riding through on their horses.
You're a pretty good shot, ain't you, Robbie?
I can handle it.
I'll just be nice and easy.
Yeah.
We'll cover them first and I'll see what they're up to.
Your gold, Mac. That's what they want.
I reckon. It's funny about gold, Robbie. A body near kills himself of grubbing and a sweating for it. And then starts killing others just to keep it.
Yeah. But it's a pile of gold, Mac.
I'll cover Whiskers. You take the big guy.
Yeah. I'm going to work that boy over real good.
Yeah, but just wait till they get around that boulder. Stand right still, you guys.
What's the idea?
What are you following us for?
Open country, innit?
Now get off them horses, the both of you. Robbie, go get their guns.
Right.
Look out, Robbie! Mac!
Mac! Mac, easy now. Easy, Mac. Where'd he get you?
Chest hurts.
Oh, Mac.
Gotta think what we do.
Take it easy, Mac. Take it easy here. Let's see what looks like.
Pretty bad.
I'll see now. Oh, man, I gotta stop the blood.
Oh, Jenny, come back! Jenny, come back here! You all right, Robbie?
Yeah.
Our burro get away?
Yeah.
Here, give me my rifle, Robbie.
Now, Mac, just lay still. Easy. Mac, I'm going over behind those rocks and talk back to that guy. Now, don't you move.
Don't take chance. Mac! What are you doing? Mac! Get down! Mac, you crazy fool! Get down! Mac! Did I get him, Robbie?
Yeah, you got whiskers. But easy now. Easy, Mac. You're bleeding hard.
Hurts bad, too.
Well, wait a minute. Here's some water for you.
No.
Easy, Mac. Come on now. Drink it. That's it.
Fella ought to have real drink. Time like this.
The big guy's tailing out, Mac.
Robbie.
Yeah, I'm here, Mac.
You know where we are?
Sure. I know.
Get home all right?
Yeah. We'll get home.
It's wild here. Stay with the river. Only water around.
Oh, now, Mac. You're going to be all right, Mac. You hear? Mac. Mac. I buried Mac on the bluff there.
and piled heavy stones on his grave. I stood there for a long time after I'd said the prayer. After a while, I left him and hunted for the burro. Late afternoon, when I found her back up the trail, I found what was left of her after the wolf pack pulled her down. I went back to the river and made camp for the night. And that's where he found me.
Stand right still, mister.
Huh? What?
Just don't move.
You?
Yeah, it's me. Get over there. Where's your rifle?
Yeah, on the blanket.
I'm hungry. Where's your grub?
Oh, it's in the canvas there.
Never mind. I'll help myself.
You better go easy. It's all there is.
Shut up.
Oh, well, that food's got to last till we get back.
You ain't getting back. Where's the gold?
There is no gold.
Don't give me that. I said, where is it? I ain't fooling. Now get up. Now, where is it?
Ain't gold. Ain't no gold.
When I get through with you, you'll be digging it for me. I said, where is it? I got lots of time, fella. You just lay down and think about it. Where you got the coffee? Well?
I told you. There's no gold.
That ain't what I asked you. Where's the coffee?
Oh, coffee? Yeah, in the sack.
No. You're just making it easy on yourself, fella. You told me where your strike is. That's all there is to it. Might even cut you in. Well? Answer me. Look, tell me where it is, and I'll let you in for half of it, huh? Tell me! Are you going to tell me? What's bothering them?
Of the horse made my blood run cold. The big guy went nuts, I guess. All of a sudden, he started yelling crazy things and running. I heard him pound along the river bed and splash into the water, and then he was gone. I piled sagebrush and wood on the fire and stood in its light and tried not to hear the agonized sounds of the horse as the wolves got him. They left sometime in the night, but the morning was long coming. Then I saw what was left of the horse and took sick to my stomach. I got what gear there was and rolled it in a pack. I had 3 shells left for the rifle.
followed the river down through the gorge. I guess I'd gone, about a mile. And there he was.
Drop your rifle! Drop it! Now come here. Up here, you fool! Hurry up!
Well?
That's close enough.
You hurt, huh?
Throw me your canteen. Water. I want water, you fool. This is empty.
I know it.
I told you I want water.
I've been following this stream. There's no use carrying water. You want some? I'll get it for you.
No. Don't move.
Are you hurt?
My leg. It's broke.
You want me to look at it?
See this rifle?
I see it.
You try something, you're dead.
Let's see the leg.
No. Get away from me. You hear me?
Now listen to me. You want me to help you, then put down that rifle.
How stupid you think I am?
Plenty stupid.
Shut up. Now do like I tell you. Cut them 2 saplings off there. Make an engine litter out of that blanket.
Oh, fella, I can't drag you that far.
I'm going to kill you.
Oh? Then what? Miles nowhere. Alone, can't walk. That wolf pack's still around. I reckon there's been enough killing. What's your name?
Morris. Jack Morris.
Let me see your leg.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah, it's a bad one. It's real bad.
Hold me up.
He passed out then, and I tried to set his leg. It was all swelled up and bloody. I did the best I could and then hauled him up the hill to his cave. That was 4 days ago. I kept the fire going, made him easy as I could, and I put these words down in my notebook. Last night, the wolf pack found us. I built up the fire at the front of the cave, and they stayed back, howling. They're still there this morning, 7 of them. But I can't kill any more. Got no shells left. Morris died a few minutes ago. There's no more wood. The fire's low. It'll be gone soon.
Transcribed under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you The Notebook by William J. Radcliffe, starring John Daner as Robbie, Joseph Kearns as Mac, and William Conrad as Jack Morris. The special music for Escape is composed and directed by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are alone in a giant forest, seeking a way of escape, while around you, gaining with your every step, the relentless enemy, which is fire, is closing in from every side, until there will be only one way out, and that way is death.
So listen next week when Escape brings you Anthony Ellis's exciting story, The Red Forrest. of these same CBS radio stations, listen for another dramatic hit from Screenland on the Lux Summer Theater. Every Monday night, CBS Radio invites you to enjoy your favorite Hollywood stars in arresting comedies, dramas, and mysteries. Full-hour productions throughout the warm weather months on the Lux Summer Theater. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are alone in a giant forest, seeking a way of escape, while around you, gaining with your every step, the relentless enemy, which is fire, is closing in from every side, until there will be only one way out, and that way is death.
So listen now as Escape brings you Anthony Ellis's exciting story, The Red Forrest.
The trail had led from a lumber town along a washboard road and into the forest. I'm no woodsman, but in the daylight, I found the place. And then I started back to the car. But something was different. Maybe the tall shadows. There wasn't a trail anymore. Only streams where there hadn't been before. Trees that were the same, but weren't. And sounds. Sounds that, when you were a kid on a hike, were fun. And now they scared you. I'd thrown my last cigarette away 3-4 hours before. And that's when the fire had started. And it was then that I started to run. Run. It was nearly dark when I found the road. I'd come to it about a half a mile below where I'd parked my car. A half hour later, on the outskirts of a little town, my headlights picked up a girl standing by the side of the road. She carried a cheap paper suitcase, and she was summing a ride.
Can I get a ride, mister?
Sure.
All right.
Put your case in the back.
Oh, yeah. Not many cars on the road tonight.
No. Been walking long?
Uh-huh. On my way to Missoula. My last ride dropped me a mile or so back.
Yeah?
You live around here?
No.
I don't guess you'd be going as far as Missoula.
Sure.
Gee, that's swell. I got a job there starting tomorrow. Kind of broke, if you know what I mean. Buses cost money.
I know what you mean.
Hey, your face.
What?
You've been hurt. You're all scratched up.
Oh, I was hunting. I got lost just the other side of town.
If you want to take a nap, it's okay. We've got about 100 miles to go.
Thanks. Gee, it's nice out here. Kind of lonely. Not much of a road. Smells good. I wonder what that is over there.
What?
Well, bright light. See? Could almost be Seattle from a long ways off. I had a boyfriend used to take me driving at night. And when we came back, you could see a glow. Just like that.
I knew what it was. That glow in the sky. It was on our right. And as the road twisted through the trees, it fell behind us. And then to our left. And then circled until it was straight ahead again. The girl had fallen asleep very quickly. I saw her face in the light from the dash. Thin, pretty, and peaceful. It was about 15 minutes after I'd picked her up that I saw the lights on the road, and then closer the figures waving.
Hey, are we there already? I just got to sleep.
No, there's something wrong. There's a cop coming this way. What's the trouble?
Plenty. We want you, mister.
Wait, you want me?
Flyer. Bad one. We gotta have every man we can find. We can use her, too.
Oh, well, look, I'd like to.
Hello?
Okay.
Rose, the forest ranger. He'll explain.
Look, I'm sorry, but I'm on my way to Missoula.
Not tonight, you're not. I've got authority to do this, mister. I'm sorry, but we need you.
But I haven't got...
You couldn't get much farther anyway. The road's cut off. The mountain's gone up like a torch. If it spreads, there's 3 towns going to go, too. Come on, I got some clothes and boots for you.
Hey, what about me? I got to get to Missoula. I got a job in the morning.
Sorry, sister. You got a job serving coffee here.
You cop.
$5 a day.
A day?
Or longer. It depends. Let's go.
There was nothing else to do, so I got into the clothes the ranger gave me and then stood around and waited. I wasn't tired anymore. Just scared. Scared of going into that forest again. The wind came up a bit, and with it, the smell. Smell of burning. Smell of death. A long way off, but closer than the glow had been, we could see flickering against the sky. And it was in a lot of places. And then suddenly it was too warm and too quiet.
All right, you guys. The telephone's burned out. I've made contact with a shortwave set. You, mister, what's your name?
Pindell.
Pindell. You ever use one of these?
What, a walkie-talkie? Yeah, sure. I was in the signal corps.
Okay, you'll carry it. Now, listen. This is bad. It's real bad. The fire's got behind us. We can't get any more men through here for several hours. They've got to come around from the other side. That's 30 miles.
What's the use then? Let's get out.
Crowbar.
Yeah?
I'm putting you in charge. You know what to do. Get in as close as you can to the river and set a backfire.
Sure.
I've got to stick here with the transmitter. I'll let you know what's happening.
Sure, you stay here with a pretty girl, or we go and get fried.
Shut up, Hanson. You'll have to go with them. 3's not enough.
Sure.
Well, the cop's going to do some work.
You better take along
okay,
some food and canteens. Now
okay,
step on it.
come on.
Hi. Got a couple of sandwiches I made up. Here.
Thanks.
It sure is something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You scared?
Scared? Why?
Your face is white. You scared?
I'm from the city.
I know what you mean. Those trees give me the willies, too. Dark.
Yeah, sure, that's it.
You'll be all right.
Listen, kid, if anything happens, you take my car. Here are the keys.
What do you mean?
Well, if I don't come back, keep the car. Here's the registration.
You kidding? You're coming back.
Yeah. So long.
Hey, my name's Jan. What's yours?
Wally?
You be careful, Wally.
We went into the forest. Men with spades, men against fire and terror. There was the man they called Fat. 300 pounds of ungainly body topped by a tiny and almost disgustingly childlike face. There was Crowbar, a big, dark man, quiet and filled with a knowledge of the woods. Hanson, the state trooper, thin and wiry, his natty khaki shirt stained with sweat and dirt. And me. We'd gone about a mile when we first heard it. It came in gusts with the wind high above us.
Wait a minute. Oh,
Shut up.
Let's get out of here.
About 3 miles, I think. It's coming fast.
We're about that far from the river, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, you guys. If it's crossed the river, we're sunk. Let's get out.
Hey, Wally.
Yeah.
Get Roe. Tell him it's coming this way pretty fast.
Look, sparks up there. Look, see?
Sure, Fat.
Hello.
Sparks, fire, you
Hello.
chicken.
Oh, lay
Pendel
off.
calling Roe. Pendel calling Roe. Over.
Row. This is Row. Over.
We're still about 3 miles from the river. We can hear it. Over.
You can't backfire now. The wind's changed. You better come back. Over.
Right. He says go back.
That's okay with me, boy.
Come on.
Gee, listen to that.
I wanted to run again. That same feeling I'd known before. The fear all around us, closing in and down. There was no sky above, only blackness, tinged with red, pressing. And behind, the living forest running, overtaking and passing us. When we reached the road again, the sound was steady. But I had a strange feeling of relief when I saw the forest ranger and the girl, Jan. It was like coming home. I think it was then that I stopped being afraid.
Come on, Roe. We can't do no good now.
We got to try and join up with the others.
What do you mean?
The fire's on 3 sides of it. That means we head southeast.
Oh, can't we take the road back?
No, it's cut off. There's 200 men trying to keep a path open for us. We've got to make 5 miles and in a hurry.
Bad as that?
It's worse. If we don't get there in time and they can't make a fire break, we're going to be smack in the middle, and there's not going to be any way out.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. Lightning may strike more than once in the same place, but it can't begin to compete with man when it comes to starting forest fires. For one fire caused by lightning, supposedly rational humans cause 9 by trifling carelessness with matches, cigarettes, and bonfires. We need our forests for timber, to conserve our water supply, to add beauty to our lives. Let's not burn them up. And now, back to Escape.
We didn't carry anything but canteens. It was hot, and because it was hot, it made you thirsty even when you didn't need water. The going was rough, and we could only head in what we thought was the general direction of safety. It was at the ridge that we lost the first man.
Wind's changing again, Crowbar.
Which way?
You can't tell. It's haywire with this fire.
Oh, do we go straight ahead?
Might as well.
Wait a minute. You see that ridge?
Yeah?
Well, I'm going up there. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. I'll be able to get a better look. Give me the flash. I'll signal to you.
I don't know. We haven't got much of a start. The fire's behind us and a lot faster.
Better than walking toward it. Remember, it's on 3 sides.
Okay. Make it fast, Crowbar.
Sure. Good luck. Thanks.
Well, what do we do? Just sit and wait?
That's right.
Now, listen. You're the ranger. Why don't you go? What you send Crowbar for?
He's fought fires before. He knows. He's a better man to climb up there. He's faster than me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Hi. Oh.
You okay, kid?
Oh, sure, Wally. It's fine. I guess I'm not used to walking, though. These high heels don't help.
Oh, you take it easy.
My feet feel like they did once at a dance I went to. Some big lunk climbed all over me.
I guess you won't have that job in Missoula, huh?
If I get out of this, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it's tough.
Hey, Wally, I'm scared. Give me your hand, will you?
She held on tight to my hand. It wasn't the darkness that frightened her now. There wasn't darkness anymore, but a yellowish-red light that came from everywhere. It was another kind of fear. Fear of something you could see, hear, and with every minute feel more and more. We waited there 10 minutes. 11, 12, and then...
You hear something?
Yeah.
Seemed to come from over there. From the ridge, maybe? Maybe.
Listen, you think something got Crowbar, a lion or something?
I'll go up.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No time. We waited too long.
Well, he may be hurt.
I know that, but it'll take you longer than it took Crowbar to get there. Come on.
No.
You couldn't find him in the dark. Who says he's hurt anyway? We'll move on. He'll catch up.
I'd say we go after him.
Not me.
All right, put it to a vote. Hurry up, Hanson. We go on. Pat?
Let's get out of here.
And I say go on. That leaves you, miss.
I'm staying with Wally.
All right. We'll go with you. We never saw Crowbar again. Maybe a lion got him. Maybe he got lost. We never saw him again. The ranger went ahead, finding trails somehow, keeping us moving. We began to climb. And after a while, we were on another ridge. And for the first time, we could see the fire. It stretched out for miles, like a huge red sea. And it was all around us.
Oh, gee, Wally.
Yeah, I know, kid. I know.
Will it hurt much?
I don't know.
Take a breather. I'm going to try the walkie-talkie again.
He's not scared, is he?
I guess not.
Is that because he's a ranger? Or because he's very brave?
Jan, you're a funny girl.
No, I'm not. Hey.
What?
Give me a kiss, will you?
Sure. Why did you want me to do that?
I don't know. You're a nice fella. I miss you.
Listen, Jack. I want to tell you something.
What?
If we get out, well, maybe...
Yeah.
Look, I'm all right. I mean, maybe we could have fun together.
I know.
Well, I did something wrong once. I killed a man.
Why?
He framed me. He got me put away for something I didn't do. We were driving in the east and ran over a woman. He was at the wheel, but he ran off and left me.
But you didn't do it.
That's what I said, but I'd been drinking and went to sleep. When I woke up, I was behind the wheel. He'd put me there. And that's how the cops found me. I got 5 years.
Oh.
I was married. I lost my wife, my job, my friends. And I swore I'd get my pal. And I did. He knew I was after him, and he ran. But I caught up with him.
I don't care.
Don't you? I don't know why I told you that. Maybe because if we do get out...
Sure. I know. I know. It's okay.
Come on, Findell. The ranger's moving off.
It was the state trooper, Hanson. I worried how much he'd heard, but there wasn't time to worry about it then. Ro thought he'd seen a break in the fire, and we headed for it. When we got down in the trees again, I began to get a feeling that
I'd been there before. It was nothing I could recognize, but just a feeling. A couple of 100 yards along, I knew why.
Hold up. There's a shack.
Looks like someone's living there. Better have a look.
The door's open.
Hey.
Man.
Give me a hand here.
Sure.
He's been shot.
Yeah. A few hours ago from the looks of it.
Do you think the man who did this might have started it?
Well, what do you mean?
A fire. Started a few miles north of here. We figured somebody got careless with a match. But maybe it was the killer running away.
I'd like to get the fellow who did that. Maybe I will.
Me too. Well, we can't do anything here. Come on.
From there on, nobody talked. It was hard enough to lift your feet. Jan was nearly through. I half carried her. If Roe knew where he was leading us, he didn't say. We followed and knew that sooner or later we'd stop because we were too tired to go on. Fat was the first.
Wait a minute.
You've got to go on. There's still a chance.
Oh, Red. Just for a minute. No. Need rest. So please, 1 minute, that's all.
Get up.
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay, you stay.
No.
Well, then come on.
I can't.
Well, I'm sorry. Catch up to it. Stay on the train.
No.
Come on, Jan.
We're going to leave him.
We have to.
No. Don't leave me. The fellas are coming. Please, lead the way.
Can we help him?
Oh, we're almost dead ourselves.
I can't. Please, buddy.
I don't know whether it was because none of us liked him or because we knew that we couldn't do anything. Funny how you can lose a man and know he's going to die, and you put him out of your mind. Perhaps we wanted to live so badly we figured that fire would take time out from us to attend to Fat. Hanson was next.
I'm finished.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah. A little farther to go.
We can still get through.
No, you go ahead. Save the grill.
I'm sorry, Hanson. I wish.
No, go on. Maybe I can catch up. But I gotta rest. You, Wally, do me a favor.
What?
I lost my gun somewhere. You know what I mean. It'll be quicker that way. You got one?
Yeah.
Thanks. One bullet fired, eh? That's what I wanted to know. Okay, Pindell. I've had enough rest. I can keep up with you now. I feel a little safer with this on me. All right, go ahead. I'll walk behind you.
He knew what I'd done. But I didn't care now. It wasn't important anymore. Right now, all I wanted to do was get Jan out of this.
What was that?
It was behind us. It sounded like Hanson.
Come on, but watch that ravine.
He must have fallen.
We gotta help him.
There's no time.
We got to.
Oh, he didn't help Fat. Why him?
I don't know. Please.
All right, stay here. Hanson! Down here! But keep calling! Here! And over this way! This way! Okay.
My leg.
Can you get up?
It's broken, I guess.
Hanson, you know about me, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I heard you telling the girl.
She won't say anything.
No, I guess not.
The fellow had it coming to him.
I wouldn't know. I'm a cop.
Yeah.
It's getting hot.
Here. Put your arm over my shoulder.
No, you can't get me up there.
Well, I can try.
Come on. No good. We can't make it.
I'll get rolled. I'll come back.
No, there's no time. Go on. Get out of here.
Well,
Go on. I got your gun. Nobody will ever know.
That's not sorry.
Get out of here.
Somehow I made it up the trail again. I thought I heard a shot. Or maybe it was a burning tree going down. John was waiting for me. We caught up with Rowe and went on until the trees began to thin out. Then we heard the shots of men. But I don't remember anything else. Because I passed out for a long time. When I woke up, Jan was sitting by my bed, and it was cool again.
Hi.
Jan, did they get Hanson out?
No.
No. Listen, Jan, about what I told you back there. You know, the man I killed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sorry. I mean, it was all right about him, but not Hanson, Crowbar, and Fat. That was my fault, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to call the cops.
No.
Now, listen, I've been dreaming about it. It's no good. Now, be a good kid and call the cops.
I don't have to. They're outside in the corridor.
Now, what do you mean?
Rose sent for him. You told what you did while you were unconscious.
I told... Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad.
You want me to hang around?
All right. That's up to you, I guess.
I guess it is. I'll hang around.
Escape has brought you The Red Forrest, written and directed by Anthony Ellis, starring William Conrad as Wally and Georgia Ellis as Jan. Featured in the cast were Parley Bear, John Daner, Jay Novello, and Tom Tully. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are in a lighthouse off the steaming coast of French Guiana, while around you, frightful in its fury, a nightmare of terror and violence is closing in on you. A nightmare from which there is no escape.
So listen next week when, by popular request, Escape repeats one of its most unusual stories, Three Skeleton Key by Georges Toudoux. Those favorites of millions, yours truly, Johnny Dollar and Mr. and Mrs. North, make for highly exciting listening on as Johnny prowls the world for adventure and the Norths meet murder merrily. Now, most of these same stations also bring you 21st Precinct. Great stories based on the world's largest police department. Consider this an invitation to excitement and adventure Tuesdays on CBS Radio. This is George Walsh speaking. remember, Gene Herschel stars as kindly Dr. Christian every Wednesday evening on the CBS Radio Network.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
You are in a lighthouse off the steaming coast of French Guiana, while around you, frightful in its fury, a nightmare of terror and violence is closing in on you. A nightmare from which there is no escape.
Tonight, by popular request, we repeat one of the most terrifying stories ever presented on Escape. Listen now as we bring you Three Skeleton Key by Georges Toudoux.
Picture this place. A gray tapering cylinder welded by iron rods and concrete to the key. Itself a bare black rock, 150 feet long, maybe 40 wide. That's at low tide. At high tide, just the light rising 110 feet straight up out of the ocean. And all about it, the churning water. Gray-green, scum-dappled, warm as soup, and swarming with gigantic bat-like devilfish, great violet schools of the Portuguese man-of-war, and, yes, sharks, the big ones, the 15-footers. And as if that wasn't enough, there was a hot, dank, rotten-smelling wind that came at us day and night off the jungle swamps of the mainland. A wind that smells like death. Set in the base of the light was a watertight bronze door, and in you went. And up. Yes, up and round past the tanks of oil and the coils of rope, the cases of wicks, racks of lanterns, stacks of spuds and cartons and cans, and up, round and round. Over the light storeroom was the food storeroom, and then over the food storeroom was the bunk room where the three of us slept. And over the bunk room was the living and cooking room. And over the living and cooking room was the light. She was a beauty, balanced like a ballerina on the glistening steel axle of her rotary mechanism. And at night you'd lie there on the stone deck of the gallery with her revolving smoothly and quietly over your head, easing her bright white eye 360 degrees around the horizon. You'd lie there, watching to see that the feeders kept working, that everything ran right. And it wouldn't be bad. The other two fellows snoring in their sacks 2 levels down. You'd smoke your pipe to kill the stink of the wind, and it wouldn't be bad. About those other two, Louis and Auguste, What a pair. Louis, he was headman, was a big fellow from the Basque country. Black beard, little hard black eyes, and a pair of arms that, I tell you, those arms were as big around as my legs. Yes, headman he was, and what word he let go was law. A silent fellow. And although I spent my first 2 weeks trying to strike up a real conversation, the most I could ever get out of him was...
John, I took up this profession because I don't like people. They talk too much. It's quiet work, light tending. Let's keep it that way. Understand? You're getting to be as bad as Auguste. But maybe for one thing...
That was Louis. And when he accused me of becoming like Auguste, I quietened down because Auguste was the talkingest man I'd ever met. The talkingest and the ugliest. He was hunchbacked, stood 4 feet high, had red hair and big blue eyes. It seems he'd been an actor in Paris.
I played in over 200 different productions, my dear boy, at the Grand Guignol. Oh, but it was monstrous, horrible, the way we used to scare the audiences. And I was hated. Yes, they used to throw things and hiss and bare their teeth at me. Well, finally it got too bad, and I couldn't stand it any longer. I gave up the theater. My nerves, you understand. Yes, gave it up completely. I really did. Couldn't stand it any longer.
It all started one morning at 2:30. I was on watch, lying on the cool stone deck, pulling on my pipe, staring out at the blackness, the phosphorescent comas, and the big yellow stars, when out of the corner of my eye I noticed something show up for a second, something the light had touched, far off. I waited for her to come around again, and when she did, there it was. A three-master. A big one. About a half mile off and coming down out of the Norna West, coming straight for us. You must understand our light was where it was for a very good reason. Dangerous submerged reefs around us, and ships kept clear. But this one, this sailing vessel, was coming straight on. I went over to the gallery door and yelled, "Louis! Louis!
What is it?
Ship! Headed for the reef!"
Coming right out.
I had the glasses out now. I couldn't make her name, but I could see her quite plainly. All sails set, the foam creaming away under her bow, her beautiful lines, a Dutch ship, I guessed her. But why didn't she turn? Every time it passed, our light hit her with the glare of day.
Ship? Where?
Norna West. Light will touch her in a moment.
God, can't they see?
Look at her. She just keeps coming on.
Squareheads.
What is it? What is it?
Watch Norna West.
No. I know what it is.
What?
The Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman. We did a play about her once. Oh, what a performance. You ghastly galleon, hag-ridden, curse-driven Muscle.
Shut up! She's luffing.
Yes.
A sloppy way to come about. No. She's derelict, that's it.
Derelict?
The crew left her for some reason or other. But instead of sinking, she's gone on, running before every wind.
She'll not run long, not with these reefs to break her up.
A beautiful ship. Now, why would men leave a beautiful ship like that?
She didn't ram us, although we all expected it. But as we waited for the crash, she luffed again, caught some odd gust, and went about. We watched her the rest of those black hours, heeling and rocking, pushed and pulled by every stray wind, every freak current. Watched her until the dawn came, till the sea turned from black to a pearly gray, and on she came again, heading for us. We all had our glasses trained on her now.
Auguste, you can kill the light.
Right, Chief.
She doesn't look so good by daylight. Think she'll ground this time? I said, do you think she'll ground this time?
Impossible. Absolutely impossible.
What?
Here, take my glasses. They're better than yours.
All right. What is it that you're... I had to focus. And then my breath froze in my throat. The decks were swarming with a dark brown carpet that looked like a gigantic fungus, but undulating. And on the masts and yards, the guide and all were hundreds, no thousands, no millions. I don't know. An uncountable number of tremendous rats.
You see them?
Yes, I see them.
Now we know why she's a derelict.
Yes, now we know.
What are you two doing here? Give me a look.
Yes, give him the glasses. Take a good look, Chatterbox. Give you something to talk about.
She's still heading for us.
Yes.
But if she's going to turn, she'd better turn soon.
Suppose she doesn't.
You mean suppose she piles up on the quay?
Low tide?
Yes, it is.
So where's all the conversation, August, huh? Here, you want the glasses again? You want another look?
No. She's still coming on.
Go away.
Turn, will you? Turn, I say. I pray you, turn. She struck.
The rats. Look, underwater, like a carpet.
They're swimming.
Sure, they're swimming. Those are ship's rats.
But they're swimming for the rocks.
The door below is open.
Come on. Auguste, get the windows. Maybe they can climb.
Right, Chief, but hurry. Hurry.
You see them?
No. Oh, yes, I do. Up at the other end of the rocks.
Look at them.
Millions.
They smell it. Here they come. The door. Close the door.
And it's stuck.
Here, let me.
Here. Made it.
Oh, that was close.
What does he look? There!
What did he...
Kick him! No!
What a brute!
Oh, he was as big as a tomcat. Bigger! Eyes were wild and red, his teeth long and sharp and yellow. He went for us, started ramming us. And we fought that one rat all over the room. It was like fighting a panther.
I got it!
We better get aloft. As we ran up the winding staircase, we passed the tiny windows of the various levels, and at every one was a thick, wriggling, screaming curtain of brown fur. I was ahead of Louis, and I dreaded each successful level. Suppose they found a way in?
Look at them. Oh, will you look at them?
It's a nightmare.
Will you look at them?
The air of the gallery was thick and fetid with the stink of them. The light was dim, brown, filtered through the crawling mass that swarmed over the glass. All about us, we couldn't see the sky. Nothing. Nothing but them. Their red eyes, their claws, their wriggling, hairy snouts, and their teeth. The rats. They screamed and howled and threw themselves against the glass. They were starving. And we three, we stood in the center of the glass room under our beautiful light. And we waited.
What can we do? What can we do, Chief?
Take it easy, Auguste. Take it easy.
I can't. I just can't.
It won't do any good to... It won't do any good to stand here and shake.
That's right.
Go away. Go away. Do you hear me? Go away this instant.
They won't go away until...
Until what?
Until they've been... fed.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. Academy Award winner Joan Fontaine will be your star in Leave Her to Heaven on the Lux Summer Theater on CBS Radio tomorrow evening. You'll enjoy this celebrated story of a ruthless woman who destroys the things she loves, and you'll like Joan Fontaine in this dramatic role. That's Leave Her to Heaven, starring Joan Fontaine, tomorrow evening's Lux Summer Theater show on most of these same CBS radio stations. And now, back to Escape.
can take so much horror, and then you get used to it. And they were interesting to watch, you know. They couldn't understand the glass. They could see us and they could rush at us, but that thin, invisible barrier held them off. It stopped them. From time to time, we caught a glimpse of the rocks below. More rats down there, swarming brown velvet in the bright tropical sunlight. And then the tide began to rise. Only it would drown some of them.
Ship's rats don't drown. No, sir.
You can't drown them. They're still climbing. They're all climbing up to the tower.
This bunch around us is getting thicker.
What's the time?
5:45. You got the first watch going.
Right.
Wake me at 10.
I will.
Come along, old goose.
It was getting dark. One side of the room was lit a soft, filtered red. Sunset through the raft. Oh, very pretty. I set the wick to check my fuel and then lit the lamp. It caught them. Lit them in their gigantic, wriggling web of pale, hairless bellies, twitching red tails, bright eyes. And I started the rotary motor. The light drove them mad. As she swung slowly and smoothly about, she blinded them in a fierce, stabbing bar of light, moving continually about, ever turning, ever touching, ever moving around and around, and they twitching and shuddering, eyes straining when they were struck by the light, the bright light moving, and behind, on the dark side of the room, so close, I dare not turn my back, but you can't help turning your back when you're in a room made of glass. On the dark side of the room, you couldn't see them, but only their eyes. Thousands of points of blank red light, blinking and twinkling like the stars of hell. Louis relieved me at 10. But I didn't get much sleep that night, and when I came up into the gallery early the next morning, there stood August, his back to me. He was bowing to the raft, waving his arms, and so help me, making a speech.
And this morning, my dear audience, I'm going to play once again that magnificent role which made me the toast of the Paris Theatre. Pulaski, the evil genius of the medieval underworld. I am he who did guide the dark soul of the Maréchal into the nether paths.
He kept turning. I stood staring at him, horror-struck, but he didn't notice me. The man had gone mad. He kept turning, telling his stories to all the rats, leaving no one out. August!
Ah, another one. A latecomer. Take a seat on the aisle, dear faithful.
Stop it! Stop it! He didn't stop. He went on, bowing, scraping to the raft, his big blue eyes rolling and winking, his wild red hair waving about him. I grabbed him by the arms and slapped his face. And he looked at me like a child, and then his face screwed up as though he were about to cry. Go below. Go on.
Oh, very well, then. Later, my dear audience. Later. Matinee today.
Sure, he was crazy. I guess we all were. A few hours later, he came back up and caught Louis and me teasing the rat. Yes? Sounds horrible? It was fun. We'd get right up against the glass and make faces at them. It drove them crazy. They would scratch away trying to get at our eyes. Auguste joined in, too. Oh, very ingenious, Auguste. He learned that if he spread himself against the glass, they'd bunch and bundle against his figure. Then he'd leap back.
Look! My portrait in rat!
It went on all day like that. They put Auguste in bed. He went to sleep like a baby, smiling. And then it was about midnight. I was very tired, and I was just beginning to fall off to sleep myself when I became conscious of a new sound. I couldn't figure it at first. I got up, I lit the lamp, went to the window. And even as I looked at it, I saw one of the panes begin to sag. They'd eaten the wood away. Louis, come quick!
What is it?
They found a way in. I held the glass with my hand. Now they were all going crazy and assured of the success of this maneuver were all nibbling away at the wood. Louis ran below and then returned with a large sheet of tin. Slid it against the window and hammered it into place. Even as we did so, we felt the heavy bodies thudding against the other side as the window gave way.
There, that'll hold. If it doesn't, we're done for.
Rats can't eat tin.
No, they can't. What was that?
I don't know.
It came from below.
The storeroom window.
They're in. They're swarming up the stairs.
Drop the trap.
Right.
Two of them got in. Get them. Louis didn't have time to get them. They came to us. I leapt to one side. I grabbed them on and spiked, swung, and smashed one in midair. I whirled to see Louis with the other. It had ripped his hand open. The blood was pouring all over the place. He held his hand aloft and kicked at the snarling rat, and I stepped and swung and got him.
My hand! He got my hand!
That's both of them, Louis. I'll get you something to tie that up.
Blood! Look at my blood! I'm bleeding!
Don't worry about it. Yes, all right. I wind this handkerchief around it. It'll be okay.
Blood!
Here. There you are. There. It's not bad now. Just the flesh. And then I became conscious of a new sound. They were gnawing their way through the wooden trapdoor. I watched the wood, fascinated. And even as I did, it began to give way, and a bristling, whiskery nose showed through. Louis, we've got to go up. The next level was the living quarters and kitchen. I slammed the trap there, but it too was a wood.
My blood. John, what are we going to do?
I don't know. They'll be through this one in a moment.
The gallery. The trapdoor in the gallery is metal.
Good, come on. We lay across the trap exhausted while below us, the rats took over the entire tower. I could hear them howling and fighting over our food supply, our water, our leather. And all about us the others screamed and glared in at us, swayed in a tangled mass, hypnotized by the ever-turning light. By morning, the air in the little room was horrible. Until now, we'd been getting air from the tower below, and now that was sealed off, and so was all our food and water. We lay exhausted, panting, waiting. The hours crawled on. I was almost dozing from fatigue when I heard a sight that brought me too fast.
Would you like to come in, my beauty? Would you? I hold the powers of life and death, and I can let you in, you know.
August was standing by the glass, and in one hand he held a big wrench. He was tapping the glass gently, not quite hard enough to break it. Slowly, I eased myself to my feet and slowly, very slowly, tiptoed toward him.
All I have to do is tap just a little harder.
I found a coil of wire in the toolkit and I trussed him up, fastened him to a stanchion in the center of the room. Louis was of no help. He lay on his side, looking at his bloody hand, weak and sick as a baby. So there I was, a lunatic and a coward for company. That night I tended the light, but its flame was devouring our oxygen. The following day we lay thirst-tormented, starving, waiting. And the following night I again tended the light, but the small supply of spare wicking we kept in the gallery had become exhausted. And at about midnight, the light began to flicker. And slowly, so slowly, began to go out. There was nothing I could do. Wicks were stored 3 levels below. Nothing I could do. Nothing. From time to time, I'd strike a match to see the clock. And when I did, it lit up the million red eyes about us. All about us. Watching. Waiting. Below, it had grown quiet. They'd cleaned us out, and now they, too, were waiting. All waiting. And then the rat, quite suddenly, was silent.
Then I heard it. And then I saw the sky and the stars. The rats were gone. I went to the glass. Out there on the water, a small freighter, a banana boat showing a few lights, came softly and innocently at us. The light was out. They didn't know. I wanted to open the windows to call out to them, to warn them. But I was afraid. What if the rats were hiding from me, tricking me? So I waited. She grounded very softly on a reef not 200 yards from the quay. Grounded so gently that the man playing the cornet, was he a passenger, a crewman of watch, didn't even stop playing. They tried washing her off. I could have told them to save their fuel. The tide was rising, would have floated her free. And I waited. That's all. That's the story. The sun came up, and there wasn't a rat on the whole quay. Every last one of that terrible army had left us, gone back to sea on their new ship. August, insane asylum. He never recovered. Then Louis, they took him into Cayenne where he died of blood poisoning from his bite. Yes, that's the whole of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go set my traps. Oh, no. Mouse traps. No rats in this lighthouse. I should say not. Life in the lights isn't bad. But sometimes when I see a strange vessel approaching, I get a little nervous. Yes. When you know that somewhere on the sea there's a little banana boat without a crew. That is, without a human crew.
Under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you Three Skeleton Key by Georges Toudoux, adapted by James Poe, starring Ben Wright as Jean, Paul Frees as Louis, and Jane Novello as Auguste. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are 100 miles from your own lines, waiting for the enemy who will lead you to your destination, while with every moment the danger to you and your men becomes more acute. For if you are discovered, the only road of escape will be death.
So listen next week when Escape will bring you Gus Bay's exciting story, The 13th Truck. Tomorrow evening, CBS Radio's Crime Classics presents the stirring story of the Axe and the Droot family, how they fared. It's several pages of criminal history you're sure to enjoy. So be listening for Crime Classics, presented by CBS Radio tomorrow evening on most of these same CBS radio stations. This is George Walsh speaking. And remember, there's action as a policeman really finds it in 21st Precinct, Tuesdays on the CBS Radio Network.